everybody, thank you very much for tuning into your weekly reading with me, Lorien. This is the 30th of January to the 5th of February reading. I know I'm getting this up a little bit later, and thank you so much for bearing with me while I was away for those few weeks. Thank you so much. So this is going to be for the week ahead. Now we're actually in on the Monday. I do get more of a sense of what's coming in, but let's just have a look. So I'm going to be using tarot this week, having a little bit of a change, and then before I just kind of shuffle, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's left messages, emailed, liked, subscribed. Thank you so much, and especially to those of you who have asked for a reading with me, and you can do so by clicking the link below and have a private reading with me. I answer your questions, I look at your spirit guides, whatever reading you would like. Just have a look at what's on offer and I'll add you to the queue as soon as I see that receipt there. But yeah, this is a general reading for the energies for all signs coming up in the next week. And if you'd want to have a look at rune readings with me, you can do that. That's on the Patreon website. So you can look at the new moon rune readings that I have there. Alright, so let's just see what kind of information we're having. Apologise if it's a bit dark. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. Sunset's not for another 2 or 3 hours, but it's incredibly dull. We usually have a nice week at the end of January, but not this time. I just said setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up not for a fall, but I think we're preparing ourselves for something. It's been ages since I've actually checked on other people's weekly readings too. It's been absolutely ages. I should get on that and have a look. Whoa! Okay, so the first one's come out. Now the second. Well, we are setting ourselves up and we are having to stand our ground, I think, but also we're having not to give up. This is on a personal and a global basis, as far as I can see. So the first card we got, and this is the Gilded Tarot, by the way, the first card we got is the Four of Pentacles, if you can see. There's something within this that makes us feel like we're holding on to something that makes us feel secure. Anything like a safety net, anything that we are, anything that we're scared of losing, we're holding on to like wildfire. And I think also there's a fear of failure here. Well, of course nobody wants to fail, but don't let that put you off trying. That can apply to anybody. I see some struggles with some individuals, with like legal people, councils, that sort of thing. If you are trying to get something changed, something about neighbours as well. It could be like your community seems a bit fractured, or the people that you normally speak to seem a bit fractured. But this is just kind of the nature of what's going on in the world. If we could be ignorant of it, and just, as many people unfortunately are, and just put like a bubble around our head and kind of go la la la, I don't need the news, I don't know what's going on, then bliss, yes, but to people's detriment. Because I think that if you know what you're holding on to, and if you know what you're scared of losing this week, you can set yourself up and prepare yourself to kind of overcome that barrier and overcome maybe the fear of going one step beyond and ending up losing it. For instance, if you're scared of saying something to somebody and then you kind of lose them anyway, that sort of thing. There's a lot of this is about communication. There's a lot of this about not putting yourself out there for fear of either losing your sense of self, for fear of losing your comfortableness. Like if you suffer from anxiety or something like that, you don't really want to speak up. That's understandable. I mean, I get that. So it's more to do with how you represent yourself, I think, in this one. And what you are kind of like, they don't want you to become a hermit. They don't want you to fall back and just kind of cover your face like that. They don't want that. So we'll see. The next card out was the Queen of Wands. Now, she often comes out when my friend is around, but this is a general reading for everybody else. I think that this is mainly the matriarch. This is the female energy. This is the mother, the person who holds people. She's the one who will rush around. This is the energy. She's the one who will rush around and make sure that you have snacks for a journey, or that you're taking care of yourself, or that you're drinking well, and that you've got enough sleep, that you are... She's basically kind of 360 degrees of a woman, and I think this is the feminine energy that's going to be very important this week. We have to take care of each other, basically. We have to chip in and help each other. There are a few people who will not want to accept your help. That's fine. Just make sure that you extend that invitation and that they know you are there, because some people, that's enough to know somebody's there. I also feel that you may be fiercely creative. You'll want to have some form of outlet for this kind of energy that's coming through you. If you don't have an outlet for it, you may feel blocked or stuck. So it could be best that you actually try and process everything that's coming through, even if it's just having a rant at yourself or into the air. Just going, oh, bloody hell, what the hell's going on here? Jesus, you know, all this kind of stuff. If somebody's wronged you, you don't have to shout in their face. You just kind of have to deal with it and process it. But you will need an outlet for something. But I do think that she's basically saying, take care of others, take care of yourself. There's almost like a cotton wool feeling with her. Like she envelops people in cotton wool and she kind of goes, it's all right. She's an emotional support. She's a joy to be around. That's the kind of energy that I feel. I actually get Mother Earth from this. Nature, Mother Earth. The Moon Mother. The Divine Feminine. Maybe this is because of all those female protesters and, you know, the Women's March and things, but something in that awakened a lot of people, and it awakened the Divine Feminine. It awoke the instinct, intuition. It awoke it, and now I think we're kind of having that buzz, that constant buzz. You may be on the fringes of it, you may not give a toss about what's going on, and that's fine, but you'll still be feeling this, you'll still be connecting with this energy, and it will still be helping you, even if you don't really want anything to do with the marches or the... It will still be there helping you, so you can either accept that, again, accept the help, or kind of move on from it. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So, carrying on from that creative energy, I do feel this could be signs of travel, making your way around, looking for some kind of direction here. They also say make sure that you pay attention to how you present yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that you get the latest makeup or the latest Prada handbag or the latest whatever. It doesn't mean that. Or the latest briefcase. Sorry. It just means how you speak, how you address people. The main thing that shows and proves a person's character is how they treat people lesser than themselves. And if you go into a business meeting and if you have to prove a point that hire me, or if you have to present yourself in a certain way, do it with honesty, genuine affection, genuine insight. They're also showing me wheels. They want you to get the wheels in motion for something. So maybe some of you have been putting off calling somebody. Yeah, some of you have been putting off calling somebody, and I do see it as a phone conversation. So you could actually now be picking that up. And then we have the Nine of Wands. All the wands today. So, creation, career, movement, fire in your belly, instinct, wanting to progress. I also see the fact that where everyone else has given up, you may be almost there yourself, but you're almost at the finish line, so please do not give up. it's tiring. You may feel exhausted about somebody or about something or about a process, and it may be seemingly endless red tape, again with this council stuff. It's just like forms and forms and forms. So it could be something to do with that. Or you're waiting for some word to come in, and this guy, if it's a person, seems to come in and, sorry, I really want to sneeze, but I'm trying not to. So this guy comes in and maybe helps you, but this Nine of Wands does seem to come through and suggest that you are almost there. You don't have to worry about it. You are approaching. You are approaching the end. You're approaching the end of whatever strife, whatever issues you've had. January has been a bit of a mind screw, to say the least. But the energy is still fresh. 2017 still has a lot of potential as far as I can see. I'm already seeing the potential, to be honest. But yeah, from February onwards, it seems like it's, like from this week onwards, it seems like we're clearing away. We're doing this little sweep. Now, if anybody knows what the witches do, they sweep negativity away. That's what the broom's for. So I think if you do want to look at February like the new year, almost like a reset, that would probably be a good way to handle some things. So it's just a suggestion. But yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting week. Again, don't hold on to anything that you don't need to hold on to, but it's going to be something that you can kind of get over with the warmth and compassion from somebody who seems to come through. And I do hope things go well for you. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for interacting with me. All the links that you need to get in touch with me or support me are below. And yeah, I'm going to do the next week now, just in case I don't have time this weekend. So I'm just going to do that. But yeah, blessed be. Take care of yourself, light a candle, support each other, love each other, all that kumbaya kind of stuff. And hopefully next week will be a shiner.